We are coming to you live from my backyard, which I've recently dubbed the data yard. And that's because in the effort to provide claim leaders knowledge about ways to leverage their data, I realized that the different types of plants and shrubs in this yard, each of those represents a potentially different type of data. Like back here, that plant that is kind of growing it's growing over everything. I had to actually just carve it back out away from that summer squash and from the cucumber and the beets back there. That's actually a butternut squash. And I think that butternut squash should be referred to as the metadata. And metadata is the names, addresses, phone numbers. It's data that's common to everything. And of course, as most of us know that have been in the industry for any amount of time, the industry thrives on data. We use data for pricing risk. We use data extensively in the claims adjusting process, because the more data we have, the better we are able to make decisions about what's happening to who, when, where, and why, and what's fair and what's not fair. And for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I believe that the narrative documentation, for example, when adjusters and underwriters, loss control people, when they are documenting facts, circumstances, and decisions, that is the best data that's available in the industry. It's the hardest to use, but it reflects facts, circumstances, and decisions, and it helps claim leaders more quickly and efficiently identify when an adjuster is making a good decision or not a good decision. And of course, that's what happens in the claim audit process and the quality assurance when leaders are testing to see whether people use the right judgment. So up here in the corner of my garden area, I've got something that I think represents maybe the potentially most valuable data. And I think of when adjusters use lingo, they use jargon, and oftentimes they're going very quickly and they misspell things. I like to refer to that as dirty data. And for the analogy, for the metaphor that we're using here with the backyard, the data yard, I think what I'm going to show you is, I think, the equivalent of the dirty data, and it's the most valuable because it actually represents data or product that I've recycled, meaning it's compost, and it is the most valuable because when I put some of this composted data, so here it is, but when I put this composted data alongside any of these plants, whether it's the summer squash, whether it's the tomato, whether it's the cucumbers over there, or the rhubarb, this data becomes the most valuable. And so the challenge then for a claim leader is, how do you work with that data? And what I would tell you is that it's only through time and experience and through taking a long-term approach to working with that dirty data that you're able to refine it and turn it into something meaningful. So that's the analogy for today. Here in the data yard, the backyard, the dirty data can be the most valuable to you in your effort to use data to figure out who's making a good decision, who needs more training, and how do you improve the performance of your team. So thank you for watching and have a great day.